welcome to our Science Saturday video. My name is Margaret Oslins. I'm one of the educators at the Western Science Center, and this month our theme is the science of candy. So what we're doing for this video is we're looking at one of the oldest of the confectionaries, the marshmallow. So the marshmallow has a very long history, goes back over 2,000 years to ancient Egypt, where the marshmallow was actually made from the root of a plant. That plant was called the Althea officinalis, which was a plant that grew in marshes, which is how it got its name marshmallow. And they got juice from the roots of that, which would be mixed with honey and nuts so that it would make a sweet treat that was considered royal only for the Egyptian royalty. Now the marshmallow looks very different from what it probably did back then, and it is now made by aerating or mixing air into a sugar gelatin mixture of protein from egg whites, a little bit of cornstarch so that it's not too sticky on the outside. But all that is aerated, the sugar in it is melted down, and it creates a fluffy, squishy foam. It's kind of like this, which is really neat because one of the things about it, for the science of marshmallows, is it's almost unsinkable. So if you let it float in cold water, it's going to float there. It will eventually get very sticky and start dissolving. But challenge yourself. See if you can figure out a way of sinking a marshmallow. You can try squishing it to force all those little air bubbles out, and see if you can drop it in to see if you can get it, stick it with other candy, weight it down, see if you can figure out a way of sinking a marshmallow. So there is one challenge for you that you can do. Now, many of you probably know marshmallows because of s'mores. Now, it's really interesting. S'mores actually date to the first recording of a s'mores from 1927 from a Girl Scout cookbook. And since s'mores are aerated and they have all these little air pockets trapped inside of this sugar mixture, when you put it over heat, that sugar is going to melt and become kind of ooey gooey, and sugar ignites very easily. So that's how you're going to get your browning that you get and kind of your burning with your marshmallow. So what's happening inside is you'll see the marshmallow is kind of expanding a little bit. As the marshmallow burns, the sugar burns, those air bubbles inside are actually expanding and out and growing. So the more that you do that, the more you're going to get your marshmallow that's good for a s'more. But remember, those are the little air pockets that are trapped inside are expanding out as the sugar is burning. Now, another fun thing talking about all those air pockets is, well, if it has air trapped inside of it, why doesn't it just expand out? Okay? Well, the sugar and the proteins that are in a marshmallow kind of are stiff enough to hold those air bubbles in place, but they keep it still soft. So what happens if we were to take away all the air pressure that's pushing on this and keeping it this size? What do you think will happen to the air bubbles? So we're going to test that out with our little vacuum bell here and some of our other marshmallow treats, a modern version of the marshmallow, which is called Peeps. So what we're going to do here is we're going to see the inside of it is covered with little holes, just like our marshmallow here. We're going to see what happens with all those air pockets when we remove the air that's pushing down around it. Okay? So we're pumping the air out of our little air vacuum. And what do you see happening? Our Peeps are growing. They're getting larger and larger because there's no air pressure pushing on those Peeps. So they just keep growing. And then when the air is released, air can go rushing back into our vacuum. Oops, it crushes it back down, just like you're squishing it with your hands. So there's a lot of air pressure around that. So as you can see, whether we're growing a Peep or a marshmallow in a vacuum, whether we're warming it up and making it crispy over a s'mores, or trying to sink a marshmallow in some water, all of those things can be fun experiments that you can do with a sweet confection of a marshmallow. So hope you guys have fun with our videos on our website and enjoy, and we'll see you next month. Bye!